Overriding methods. Overriding is the event that occurs when a method that is defined in one class, superclass, is also defined in another class, subclass. It means that instances of two different classes are able to respond to the call of this method, but each has its own unique implementation of the method. Just the name of that method is the same across the classes. We may view this using an example. Let us assume we have two simple classes, person, which is our superclass, and employee, which is our subclass. The simple code for these two classes is as seen on the next slide. Class person define init self parameter name parameter age. Self.name is equal to parameter name. Self.age is equal to parameter age. Class employee person define init self parameter name parameter age parameter emp id. Person.init self parameter name parameter age. Self.employee id is equal to parameter emp id. We have the code for the two classes. Now let us assume that we needed to define a string method for both classes which will print out a string representation of the classes when called. We would do so as follows. Notice we have defined a string method for the person class and for the employee class. We know the string method allows us to print an object to the screen, and as output we view a formatted string containing information about the object. When we print a person object, the string method defined in the person class will be called and executed. When we print an employee object, the string method defined in the employee class will be called and executed. For example, person1 is equals to person Sarah 19. Employee 1 is equal to employee John 11 2930. Print person1, print employee 1. And output to the above code will show as follows. Name Sarah, age 19. Name John, age 11. Emp ID 2930. Notice the output. Methods within subclasses and superclasses are able to be overrode in order to ensure that the correct output is displayed. In this case, the employee string method overrode the person string method to provide us with the correct string representation of an employee object. Extending superclass methods. As you know, we have been saying that one important feature of inheritance is to allow subclasses to expand on or reuse methods from its superclass. Well, what exactly does this mean? You see, a simple example would be as follows. In our person and employee string methods that we have defined, one in each, we see that the string that is being returned to us had to be sort of written twice. Let us look at the two string methods together. There is repetition of code to some extent. You see, the code in the subclass string method may be tweaked. Because of inheritance, we have the ability to reference methods from superclasses in the subclasses. So what I am trying to say is that if you do not wish to rewrite lines of code in some situations, you may reference the method from the superclass as follows. So the string method within our employee class may be changed as follows. Nice. Conclusion. And that effectively concludes our topic of object orientation in Python. It is classified as an advanced topic of Python. For information purposes, this slideshow comprised 192 slides. I do hope that you found this tutorial enlightening. Be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I do hope that you have new takeaways about Python. Thank you for reading or watching up to the end of this tutorial.